Okay, so now we're at my sewing table and I have all my fabric still in that zigzag folding pattern. So it just so happens my two ends ended up on the outsides on the same side, which is very lucky. If not, make them on the same side and I'm going to pull them together. Now you can see a little better here, but here's what I was doing before. So I ironed it under and then I ironed it under again, so you have a nice pretty edge. So you're going to get your two edges together. I just take a pin and I match up the two creases at the top so they match up, and I stick a pin through and I kind of make sure after the pin's through that pin comes in and out of the crease on both sides. Okay, so on each side of the pin you have extra material. There's a shorter side and a longer side. On the longer side, you're going to measure about 6 inches, you probably maybe 5.5. 5.5 inches onto the fabric. So I've got my handy dandy ruler here, and I'm going to mark 5.5 inches with whatever, a pencil, a pen, a chalk, whatever you have, on both sides. 5.5. So what you'll do is you're going to make a stitch from the pin down to 5.5 on the long side of the fabric. Sew those two sides together, or actually sew the whole thing from the pin all the way down. I'm sorry, I haven't done it this way in a while. I usually just serge. So you get the two sides with the pin, the longer side. You're going to start at the pin and you're going to go all the way down to the bottom of your skirt. I like to make my stitch a little bit closer to the edge, so I'm making my needle move over to the right a bit, and then I've got to remember to put it back. So there we go. Okay, so I'll finish that off. I'll take the pin out and I'm going to fold it back the way it used to be at the crease at the top. Okay. No, not going to work. I'm trying to make the camera a little higher. Okay, so I've got this nice sewn together side. You're going to open it up with the two loose parts and kind of open up the whole fabric. I'm going to start here at where you made the seam. See, the seam is there. And what I've done with my machine, which is very helpful for me, is, I don't know if you can see, but I've made marks. So there's my 1 inch mark on my sewing machine, but every 3/4 inches I've made a mark. So I took my ruler and, let's see if you can actually see it, and I actually made marks on my machine. So there's my 1 inch mark, and I used my ruler and I measured out 3/4 inch, and then I made a mark. 3/4 inch, I made a mark. 3/4 inch, I made a mark. 3/4, 3/4. So there should be your 1 inch, which should be on your machine, plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 marks. You can use some tape or whatever you want to do to make a mark on here. I use a pencil because you can erase it. But those are always on there because I make lots of pot skirts. So my first one is I'm going to start back here at the seam that you've already made. And you're just going to follow, you're going to make that nice crease that you made with the iron, you're going to make it follow that line. So I'm not going to make you watch me do this, I'll fast forward to the next